Alrighty, here we are. So here we are, guys. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us for this second episode. This is kind of crazy that we're in our second episode of the Exceptionally Irresistible show. Bark and I, obviously, thank you guys so much for joining and for showing up and for this is our live show. It's supposed to be exciting. I don't know if you guys were here the last time, but we had an epic show with Luis Fernandez. He was so incredibly, exceptionally irresistible. And that's what these shows are all about. The live shows are a continuation of our conversation that we just had today on our podcast. And right now, we are really excited to bring a special guest. But before we do so, we're going to have a little recap about what we spoke about in the podcast in case you missed it. So, Barak, want to just give us a
Sure.
little background?
So episode 2 of the podcast, really, the episode 1 talked about why exceptional was important, why irresistible was important, and how to marry the two. Episode 2 really talked about how do we become exceptional and how do we become irresistible and how do we marry the two. So it was a lot more of a practical step-by-step action-based episode, and it was chock full of information and education, which is why I'm really excited about our next guest, because I know that she's going to be taking it to the next level. Are we ready to introduce?
Let's go. Let's bring her in. There she is.
Hello,
Gracie.
Gracie.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing today?
I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. We're excited to have you here as well. I'm just going to
so much for showing up.
Yes. I'm going to read through your bio really quickly because I think it's extremely powerful, and I want everybody to know who you are and who we're talking to. And then we're going to turn this over to you because you're the guest of the hour. You're the one who is going to be dropping knowledge and knowledge bombs on us. I've got my notebook and pen, but let's get into it. So Gracie is a LinkedIn trainer and strategist based in Alhambra, California. She's been in business since 2015. She helps coaches, consultants, and small business owners attract their ideal clients by applying effective relationship building strategies. That's extremely important. So they can grow their businesses without being salesy, pushy, or spammy. I can tell you that from personal experience, it's extremely important to have all of these in there. So thank you. She is the host of the LinkedIn Local Pasadena and LinkedIn Virtual, which is a networking event. Her passion is to help business owners to be found, earn trust, and build value-based relationships. She's a connection who loves connecting and enjoys talking with like-minded people and learning more about them and what they do. So we got a little bit of a snippet ahead of time. Everybody knows like the pregame is always awesome. But now, listen, Gracie, this is yours. So the floor is yours. Talk to us about how to become exceptionally irresistible. Actually, no, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's talk about you. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. Well, I started my business back in 2015, and it has been a wonderful learning experience with a lot of ups and downs, as the entrepreneurial journey is. It's not a straight line. It's up and down, but it's so worth it. And when you hear the results, when you see the results that your clients get, you feel like, yes, this is what makes me happy and what makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
Yes. I've been, I started in 2015 because prior to that, I was a real estate agent and also real estate office manager, but in previous years I was happy, but I hit a wall, not a physical wall, but I was no longer happy or fulfilled, and I wanted to do something that I wanted to radiate the happiness that I have in me with people that are deserving of it, because I was working in a toxic office. So it was time to take my positive energy and share with other like-minded people.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. And I met Gracie back in the day when LinkedIn Locals were live and face to face, and right from the first get go, like her energy is so radiating.
Uh,
It's really true. It's really like it would be such a waste to have a person like Gracie in a toxic environment. you know,
Yeah.
like she just brings such an energy to the room, to the everything. And I remember my wife and I, we were there, and Gracie and her mom were there. We met her mom as well, and I was at the time I was working with a group of children, a group of young adults
yeah, I
who we
remember
were
that.
training. Yeah, we were training them in real life business environments and stuff. And this was our very first networking event that we were taking them live. And to have a person like Gracie was a great learning experience for them.
Oh,
I do like the next day when we were recapping, your name came up as one of the people
oh,
because it's very important to have networking the way you networked and the way
Hmm.
you were. A lot of people go to networking and it's like it's as if they're selling something or they're expecting business to happen. And it was such a different energy. It was a different energy with Gracie and with a few others who were there, but Gracie was definitely one of the highlights. And that's why who better to bring on to a show like this, um
thank you.
and really,
I,
really, really talking to our topic. That's really what it is, essentially.
yes, I
You
think
know?
it all, this reminds me of when I was a kid. My parents always told me to be respectful of, you know, everybody, elders
Mm,
or people my same age or, family members, and show respect and be helpful in whatever they need. They may need a cup of water or they may need, you know, to help with filling out paperwork or whatever it is. So I think that's why I'm always trying to connect with people, trying to help and find out what they do and, connect them with other like minded entrepreneurs or just show them,
sure.
oh, I learned about X, Y, and Z. This may help you.
Hmm.
That's incredible, and it's
Yeah.
one of those things that Yermi and I have talked about how um, you know actually, and this is Yermi's thing. Being irresistible is about
Mhm.
being so happy and with yourself that, like you said, it radiates out towards other people and just it draws people in. One of the things that you said there that really struck me was you were in this toxic relationship, not a relationship, but toxic environment, a work environment. Well, I guess it is a relationship. It's a work relationship.
Yeah.
And you were you and you were always going to be you, but you weren't able to truly be the most that you could be in that environment. So you switched.
Mm,
But what's fascinating is that all along you were still doing like you're following your path. And one of the comments mentioned, like they're so happy to see that you're following your path, which is no matter where you go, no matter how you do it.
that was Tracy.
Exactly. There you go. Look at that. It brings it up.
Hi,
Um,
Tracy.
this is like this is you and this is your thing, that whether it was in real estate or whether it was LinkedIn, you're making connections and you're bringing value to people, you're helping people become happy. And that's one of those things that's really cool to see how
Very true.
your, your life and like you said, it's an entrepreneurial journey. It has its ups and downs and it takes its different paths. So
Right.
fascinating to see that how it plays out in your life.
Yes. The other day
Mhm.
I was watching a video on YouTube from Oprah talking about having your cup run it over.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm,
the Psalm 23, my cup run it over.
Right.
And
sure.
you have to have a full cup before you can share with others.
Wow.
Mm,
So that resonates so much with me. I have to be happy. I have to be in gratitude so I can
mm,
share with others. I can share my knowledge. I can share my person, my attention, myself with others. So when Oprah mentioned that, I thought, oh yes, that she's talking about. It resonated with me.
That's
sure.
incredible.
Yeah. So, and this is exactly what this topic is about. It's about how to be exceptionally irresistible. And I remember Baruch and I, we were like when Gracie's name came up, and I was sharing with Baruch a little bit about Gracie. We had a hard time where to put her. Like, there's so many good parts where Gracie could fit in. Like, relationships and like different, like all the different topics that we had planned. And it's like, where do we put Gracie? And then it was kind of like, well, you know what? Like Gracie really exemplifies being exceptionally irresistible on so many levels. And so Gracie, let's just jump right into it and talk about, in your opinion, what are your thoughts about being exceptional? Why, like, how does somebody become more exceptional? What would be your take on that?
Well, I I believe that I am exceptional because I'm connected with God. I connect with God every day. I don't just wake up and think about the list of things to do or start thinking about problems. I wake up with gratitude. I think I wake up talking to God and greeting Him and thanking Him for a new day. So I think that's my first dose of exceptional. I get from source, so I
Mm,
can have enough to to go about my day and work with my clients and be part of your podcast and other engaging with other people.
yeah.
Wow.
It's I love that part. And this is a topic that we talk way later on about how important spirituality plays into, success and meaning and purpose. And really about how each person connects to their understanding of spirituality in their own way, which definitely makes it exceptional. And what I'm hearing you say, Gracie, is that um, you're tapping into a source that has this ever flowing energy, and by you you know connecting to that ever flowing energy, you have what to gravitate and what to pull um into other people's life, and you do that with gratitude. That's what it sounds like, and that brings you your meaning and your purpose and your happiness in a sense.
Right, it's like connecting to the electricity, turning on the light.
Yeah,
Wow. That's
I very
incredible.
much
And
resonate with
that
that.
goes
Yeah.
back to that idea of filling your cup before you can fill others. I
Right.
Mm,
love that. And I love
mhm,
one of the things that's really sticking out to me, and then that I'm using the word love so much. I don't know why, but it's just, every episode and every conversation has its different word. The word for this episode is love. It's
mm,
but one of the things that I love most about what you're saying is that you're also living it. It's not like you're not like a motivational speaker who is saying, this is what you do. Like, no, this is you started with, well, what I do to be more exceptional. So that
mm,
these are the practical steps that people can take. It's you wake up, and I think it's natural for a lot of us to think, oh, here's my long laundry list of things to do. When
Mm.
in reality, it's, well, what do I already have? What has God given me? What is He giving me? And then let's
mm.
attack the day with our positivity and in a way that we can add to other people. So that's absolutely incredible. And I see that lots of comments coming in of
Right.
people's
And
takeaways.
yeah, and it's like
Mhm.
in a relationship, in any relationship, before you can give, you have to love yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Before I
Right.
can teach someone, I have to know the topic. I have to know it well. So I have to love myself before I can, just be me.
Mm.
Right. Wow.
And I
Um,
really, I really, really love that. That is so important to really emphasize, and I'm trying to emphasize that this way the listeners and the audience could hear this. It's like, you know, I'll be honest with you. I was actually expecting you to answer, well, for me, the way I would expect somebody to be accept. No, you went straight to like, I'm exceptional.
yeah.
Like, right? That was like super powerful because you just took ownership. You took responsibility of the hard work that you put in. Tracy was mentioning in the comments earlier that entrepreneur, like to be an entrepreneur, it's a journey, it's hard work. It's not easy,
Mm.
okay? But if
Yeah.
you're not able to take your
Mm.
ownership and to say, I'm good, I'm exceptional, and it requires a certain, you know, confidence, if you will, to say, I am whatever I am exceptional, and here's what it means to be exceptional. Here's what I need to do. So you're taking
Right.
responsibility for your actions, for who you are. And then anybody who you deal with, whether you're doing business with them or you're networking with them or you're whatever, they
Mm.
they drink from that energy that you are living on, that
Yeah, they
they're literally
absorb it.
living it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you then. Um, what do you do? I hope this doesn't happen, but if there's ever a point where you're down, you're having a rough day, it kind of feels like your cup is empty, or maybe it's a rough week or whatever. Again, I hope this never happens, but again,
Mhm.
speaking from personal experience, what do you do to fill your cup? How do you reflect on that? What do you do? What are the steps that you take to kind of bring a little bit more life and happiness back into the day?
I disengage, from social media,
Mhm.
from the news, from everything. Disengage because that may be part of the reason of having a rough day. And then I just like to be in silence in my room,
Mm,
in
Mhm.
my and read. And I just don't read, any book. I read the Bible, or I read um personal development books that are
Mhm.
helping me to recharge, because it's so important to recharge.
yeah.
and
Sure.
and yeah, sure, if I'm having a tough day, yeah, I may be like a little bit upset, but then I'm like, okay, let's go back, and um I go to the Bible, I go to those personal development books, and that recharge me, that
Wow.
help me lift up and see things in a more positive way. Another thing that's helping, or the way you mentioned that I took the word exceptional, I got it, I took it, I made it my own, is because I'm part of groups where we believe in ourselves, where they empower me and I empower them, so that
Mhm.
makes me believe more in myself than previous years.
Wow.
So it's so important
Wow.
to hang out with the right people, with quality people who are also on the same page, learning new
Sure.
things, and they're helping you with your mindset.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
that right there is definitely exceptional.
yes,
Like, you know?
Jeremy, Sarah, right? Sarah, I forgot her last name. Sarah Kim
Oh,
Karim?
yeah, Sarah, yeah. Sarah King.
Yes, yes.
Sure.
She started um um she started early morning group. So we read a book on personal development, and then we share what we read, and each one of us is sharing and
Mhm.
also learning, and when we learn, it's not just we hear, we take it and make it ourselves, our personal. And
Sure.
that's one of the things that's helping me believe. Also, I'm in
Mhm.
another group with Tane, I forgot his last name. And where we also read personal development books that are always encouraging us to that our best days are yet to come, and we believe it, and it
Sure.
is, we're living it.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and actually, Sarah Koenig, we spoke not long ago, and she was sharing her journey, and she was sharing. By the way, Sarah Koenig, we met at that same networking event
Yes,
in LA. Just by the way, funny story. But she's very exceptional, and
yes,
she's really incredible as well. That's and I could attest just to how you really take, growth so important, and how that really helps, the exceptional, and really the next topic that we're going to talk about, how to be irresistible, um where you joined actually our work of happiness group.
yes,
You were part of that, and you joined in on that, and you actually were one of the participants in the challenge that we did. And it's just incredible to me, at least just from what I've seen, and from the interactions that we've had, how really you bring all of you up, like first and and you really exemplify, you know you exemplify being that that person who wants to be exceptional, who wants to live an exceptional life. Which brings us to this we're talking a lot about how great you are, and that's just awesome, and that's what a lot of this is about, is to exemplify and to really put on a highlight somebody like this that many people could learn from. But I think my question really is like, what is that push, or what is that motivation, other than like you spoke about the spirituality, you spoke about a lot of different incredible things, but there's something driving you on a daily basis, a little bit more than just like the average. Like, I mean, everybody has the good days and the bad days, and but you seem to have this energy and this driving force.
Mm.
What's your secret sauce? What's making you so irresistible?
My secret sauce is that I want to be the best person, or the best version of myself that I
Mm,
was in previous years.
mm,
Uh, and and that includes spending quality time with family,
mm,
spending quality time reading and learning, and not learning more about business, but learning about myself, learning
Mm.
about spirituality, or learning something new. Um, so that's, I guess, my main uh, force is just being the best version of me, so I can be present for my mother, because she's an elder, she's already 82. So I want to be
yeah,
with her,
Wow.
and I want to spend quality time, give her the best of my quality time. uh,
mhm.
and the same for my family. So that's,
Wow,
I guess, the family is the main key ingredient.
Wow.
that's definitely big. Yeah, I mean, I saw you with your mom several times in many of the events that we shared together in the LinkedIn Pasadena. You're always around your mom, which is incredible. The support that is between the two of you. There's a very deep connection, and I remember walking away very, very inspired by that. So
Oh,
so
thank you.
it's very attestable. It's really incredible, and yeah, like I'm at a loss of words at how it's really amazing, and it's really amazing to find that like it's something that you and I we spoke earlier, and we spoke before about that inspiration versus that motivation. You know, where it's not just about being motivated, because motivated is kind of like, in my opinion, being motivated is like having gas in a car.
Mm,
At some point the gas will run out, okay,
yeah,
and we have to constantly find more gas wherever we could get it. But if you don't have a vehicle, then the gas is absolutely nothing.
right.
And we've discussed, and this is something that is discussed a lot in the work of happiness, is that we have to build that inspiration. We have to be inspired first, because inspired is the vehicle. Motivation is just the fuel that keeps going after.
Right.
But if you don't have something that inspires you, which it seems like your mom and your family, and your growth and your spiritual growth and your connection, these are all forms of inspiration for you.
Hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems this way, that these are all forms of inspiration for you, and that's feeding your motivation. That's feeding or holding your motivation. That is
Yes.
to refill. That's if you want, you could talk a little bit more about that.
Yes. And not only, I'm not only spending quality time or fueling from helping, being present with my mother. I also um connect with people who need me, like the neighbors, the elderly neighbors, or other
Mm,
group of friends who are elderly, and they, sometimes all they need is a hello, how you doing? And,
right,
thinking of
right.
you. You don't need to, you know, drive to their home, but a phone call or a voice message, that will make a big difference.
Wow. There's something I want to jump back to for a second. You were talking about how you essentially, what it boils down to is you should learn about yourself. Or at least that's what I wrote down over here. Is that when you're trying to impact others, and when you're trying to do things for others, you first have to know who you are.
Right.
Um, I'm trying to. my brain's all over the place. It's like I'm scatterbrained and I'm trying to put all the pieces together. But there was something there that oh, within business, right? So I think a lot of people, when it comes to their business problems, they think that what they need to do is they need to read more business books. They need to read more leadership development books. When in reality, so that like you're saying is it's not always about reading the business book. It's about what do I enjoy? What do I need? How do I develop myself first? And I think that's something that's missing. I know it's something with my coaching clients. A lot of them come to me. They'll say, oh, I want to go and get married, or I want to build this business, or I want to level up in my career. I always go back to, well, where are you right now? And no, I don't want to talk about that. I want to make an extra $100,000 this year. But what's missing from a lot of people is that you have to know who you are. You have to know where you are first. You have to lead from within. You have to lead yourself first. You have to be able to lead your family before you can lead others and lead the rest of your life. And that was something that you said that was absolutely amazing.
Yes, you are the light, and people get attracted to your light. But if you're angry or always in a bad mood, people are not gonna want to be with you. They're not gonna want to work with you or for you. So you have to know, you have to always have your light shining and be
Wow.
in a good mood.
Yeah.
I know there are days and especially since 2020, uh, the crazy things are going in around the world, but we always must have hope that our best days are yet to come,
Mm-hmm.
and live for today, live the present. not
Sure.
not
Yeah.
well, I can't do this because I'm planning whatever.
Yeah.
I think this really transitions us. Like what I'm hearing, okay, and this is, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm hearing how this is really connecting that exceptionally and irresistible. That thing of like having that exceptional, attitude towards things, right? That you connect with a higher power, you connect with different things outside of just business. And then you are connecting it to what drives your motivating factors, which what we spoke about just now was being irresistible. you know I'm hearing now at this point kind of like, well, it's more than just, it's like you're expanding a little bit more on just, it's more than just the business side of things. It's more than just, this is going to affect how I do business.
Yes.
That's what I heard what you said. What I heard is that if I'm angry, if I'm coming to work angry, then that's going to affect how I behave, and that's how I am. Just one quick thing before we continue the discussion. First of all, audience, thank you so much for the engagement. I'm seeing all these comments coming in, and there's
Tracy's
some
on fire.
Tracy's on fire. This is incredible. You know, I do want to invite everybody. Um, we have a special clubhouse. We have a special clubhouse room that we created for this topic, for this kind of discussion, where we want to highlight you, the audience, to join us. It's going to be tomorrow at Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. If there's going to be posts online, if you want, you can reach out to me as well. I'll send you an invite to the room. Otherwise, you could check it out on Clubhouse. It's the Exceptionally Irresistible Club. You could join us there because we do believe that everybody has a voice, everybody has an opinion, and everybody has such valuable feedback to give back on these kind of topics. And so we do invite you to further this conversation where you're going to be highlighted. Keep the comments coming. This is great. Unfortunately, we just don't have the enough time and enough space over here to highlight you as well. But we definitely, definitely, definitely invite all the audience to the clubhouse. By the way, there's also going to be a replay. So for those who are watching the replay of this and who missed it, the clubhouse, there's also going to be replays. You're going to be able to follow up on these things. But I don't want to take too much time to talk about all the nitty gritty of these things because Gracie has some incredible things to share with us, and we're having such an awesome time. Gracie, again, thank you so much for
Oh,
this.
thank you,
It's so beautiful. Thank
and
you.
thank you so much to the people who are watching this show live. Thank you. And when I took your 14-day challenge, that was so amazing. It helped me so
Mhm.
much to I was having a little bit of trouble with I was doing journaling, but not that much. And I was having a
Mhm.
little bit of trouble with the imagination.
Oh
But
Mhm.
yeah.
your program helped me. It clarified my mind and how to do it. So it is so amazing. I highly, highly recommend your program.
Oh, thank you.
Likewise. But that was an awesome. That was great.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Special advertising.
Unpaid
Part
for.
paid in part by no. But yeah, but again, just to go back to what we were talking about, um, that how we marry that exceptionalism and that irresistibility, and really what highlights, I think, and I'm just gonna talk for myself here, okay?
Mm,
And I had several meetings today that I was talking to a few people, and things that stood out to me, we experience a lot right now, especially on LinkedIn, and this is where Gracie is a specialist in, especially on LinkedIn. We get a lot of these bombardments from people.
mhm.
Everybody's trying to sell us on something. Everybody like these random messages, and I mean, I don't know how did they even decide to sell on me? I don't know, whatever. And that's most of us, many of us are experiencing that now on LinkedIn, and I think what's really important is to really stand out. And there's one person I had a meeting with today that they said that they're disappointed in LinkedIn. I
Oh,
said, guess what? LinkedIn is the best thing that ever happened to me right now
yeah.
because I'm meeting people like Gracie. I'm meeting people like Baruch. I'm not only on LinkedIn, I'm also on another platform called Bisfluence where I'm also meeting other people, but still, these networking, especially now, these are such powerful tools, but you just got to hang out with the right people,
Mhm.
you know?
Right. Right. The right people. Yes.
That's
And
it.
and not just, let's say we're meeting physically and there's 20 people, and if I just stand there looking at people, that's not, that's the same as being a lurker and not
Right,
engaging. So no one's gonna know me, and no one's gonna I'm not gonna know them, and LinkedIn is not gonna work for me. So you have to
right,
engage. First you have to be presentable, and
Mm.
that's having an optimized profile that speaks to your ideal client. Then you have to be yourself and talk to people, engage in conversations,
right,
not just hey, buy my product.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, exactly. It's like, where do I know you from? Like,
Well,
why
that's one
that
of those
product?
things, especially as a coach. Like you get, and I'm sure it's with every industry, but I know I get 5 messages a day on LinkedIn, and they're always, "Hey, I noticed you're a coach. I just want to connect with you," or "I happened upon your profile." You didn't happen upon my profile. You typed in the
Right,
search bar "coach consultant," and then you came to me. And then it's
right,
always like as soon as you accept, it's that long message about how I'm here to optimize your profile. Like, but that doesn't work because there's no relationship. Like you wouldn't go over to somebody, and Gracie, you mentioned this on the pre-meeting. You wouldn't go over to somebody at a networking event and just start listing how you're going to fix their business for them.
right,
You have to get to know them first, get to know who they are, get to know what they're looking for, get to know what they're about, and then see if there's a way to help them out. And I like what you said there: be presentable and then be yourself. But
mm,
you have to be presentable. Just like going to a networking event, I would wear a suit because I like to be presentable,
Yeah.
but then I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be very relaxed. Same thing on LinkedIn. Your LinkedIn profile needs to make sense. It needs to show people who you are and what you're about. And then it's just about in connecting. It's connect the way you would connect in real life. Was the IRL is what they use. But that's
Right,
that's
mhm.
great
right,
value there.
right. Back in 2020, this lady from Spain sent me a message, and she went straight to I hope you're having a good day, and I have this product that I want to sell to you. And she went, it was a long paragraph, and I just said, oh, I thought, oh, poor lady, she doesn't know how to do this well. So I said, hello, Miss, whatever her name was. Uh, uh, Let me tell you that you're doing it wrong. First, you have to, and I was educating her.
Yeah.
She came back with all resentful, and
Mm.
and again, she pushed her product. And I said, okay, I'm done with you.
Yeah. Well, guys, I have to do this, by the way. There is there is a little troublemaker in our chat, and she is Jen is just awesome. Jen has these incredible, uh, but you know what? It's really true. It's really what you're saying is so true. That first of all, guys, I want to let you know. I know. Thank you again, everybody who joined us, and it's
Yes.
so incredible. Tracy and I see here, Larry and I see here, a few other people here. Unbelievable. Oh, Ghost is here. Rick Davis is here. Um, these are good people. These are good people to
Oh,
connect with.
did we
Mm.
lose him?
These are people. You know,
Or is it lose
this
me
is
again?
what LinkedIn is about. By the way, this is really. I met these people. Many of us have common friends with these people. I often say that birds of a similar feather flock together. As cliche
Yes.
as that sounds, but it's really joining these groups and these people, and if you're reading the comments, connect with each other,
Mm.
because these are real people. These are these are people who are, hey, they're even showing up to an exceptionally irresistible show, so they got to have something, right?
Right.
So
and
this is what
and
it's
not
all
just
about.
connect with them, but follow up with a, hey, that show was interesting, and then meet outside the platform, meet over a Zoom call, and it has to be, no
Hmm.
more than 15 minutes, just to get to know each other. And
Right.
eventually one day when we get to see each other in person again, it's such an
Hmm.
amazing
Right.
experience to see, and the
Right.
energy, see it in person, it's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so true. And again, that's exactly why we created that clubhouse and why we created these environments that were like, I feel that it was missing. I was looking for this for myself.
Mm.
I was looking for these groups where I could talk to like-minded people and just really have that conversation. I want to share with the group, if I may, Gracie. I don't remember. I think only recently did I ask you, what do you do?
Hmm.
And this is like 2 years ago we know each other. Like for 2 years we know each other. And I think only recently I was like, wait a second, I don't even remember what Gracie does. Like, what is
Right.
the you do again?
And we
And it's
talked
like
and we talked. I mean, we met
we
back
talk all
in
the time.
2019, late 2019.
Wow.
It's so true. I mean, and that to me is the power of networking. It's really getting to know each other, building a relationship, building that connection.
Right.
And guess what? I think on one day, I think I sent you five prospects or something. I sent you like five potential clients in one day, just because of like, oh, of course, you're the LinkedIn expert. I know people who need LinkedIn help. So, here you
Yeah.
go. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. That's what it's about. When you're on top of mind in somebody, and you're so like exceptionally irresistible, it's
And
the first
yourself,
person you're going to think about.
and transparent yourself. You're the
Right.
same person right now as in if we meet outside, if we meet in the store, if we meet, anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely.
I'm
Absolutely that.
excited about your Clubhouse show, so I want to join tomorrow.
For
Awesome.
sure. Yeah,
Double
for sure.
dosage of Gracie for everybody.
Yeah, and this is a chance when everybody could actually talk to Gracie straight up over there. It's really exciting. Last week was such a blast. We met Alex last week,
Hmm.
and right away, I think the day, like right a couple of days maybe afterwards, we got onto a Zoom call together. We got to know each other. We became best friends like overnight, basically. I
Mm.
mean, like, and that's what this is about. It's about, when Bark and I started the show, it was really thinking about what is the maximum amount of value that
Mm.
we could bring on a platform like LinkedIn. And we hope to bring, value across the platforms. We're not making money here. We're not, we're not trying to sell our products or anything. I
Nope.
mean, I could only say that whoever wants to really be exceptional, that's the guy. That's all I'm going to tell you. But hey, I'm just saying that's for myself. But anyway,
Gracie already plugged your
but
program, so you're good too.
see, there we go. So it's not about selling. It's not about any of that stuff. It's really about creating a place and a safe place for all of us to come in and really just talk about our experiences, talk about what we're doing, and talk about our challenges. We're all facing challenges, and we're all looking for a better life, and we're all looking, you know, for something else. And I mentioned in the pre-show with Gracie, I said, we all have a fingerprint, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it's upon us to really make that mark onto the world. And
Mhm.
nobody could take away who you are. There's no such thing as competition. There's no such thing as any of that. So if you build that relationship and if you build that exceptionally irresistible thing, people will automatically do business with you, number one. And by the way, I could attest for Jen's products. They're kind of good. Just saying. Okay. But it's about that. It's about that. It's because we're all in this together and we all want to support each other. We're friends here. We're in a safe environment. And
Right.
guess what? At some point, we all need each other. And this is great. This is a great opportunity to get to know each other. And guess what? If you do need a coach and you do need somebody to help you, you know where to reach out to because we're directly there in front of you. And that's what this movement is becoming. Not even by I think it's just it happens. It's
Mm-hmm.
happening by itself.
100%.
Right, right. Look within your network, and
Mhm.
whatever it is that you need, look within your network. Um, I don't know how people did sales before, like just being pushy, but that's
Mm,
not the right way to do it. I see it more in relationship building, and eventually eventually the sale will come. So it's not
right,
about selling, it's not about how much money I can get from X, Y, and Z number of people. It's about connecting and getting to know people.
right, right. So just a
Wow.
quick thing as we're slowly wrapping up here. Vesna was saying that this is very valuable and exceptional. So she's
Oh,
thanking, I
thank
guess,
you.
us. And Rick Davis had a very, very true statement here. Being authentic and transparent. That's what builds trust. And I
Yes.
think trust is really what makes the world go round in a sense.
Mm,
I often say that trust is the most valuable currency that exists anywhere because
yes.
it goes according to all societies. It goes according to everybody. You know, trust is what makes the world go round, in my opinion. It's not a dollar. It's not a franc. It's not a euro. It's the
Yeah,
trust in
yeah.
the end of the day.
Right.
And once it's broken, you cannot fix it. So,
Mhm.
build it and nourish it.
Yeah. Wow.
Absolutely. Baruch, do you want to wrap us up?
So many great takeaways. I'm just gonna summarize what I got out of it. Talking about exceptional and being irresistible and being exceptionally irresistible and how to. So what I got from this is how to be exceptional is fill your bucket first, and that's in a positive way. Pulling from God, pulling from. We mentioned it previously. Your input is your output. So when you read things that build you up, that's what's going to be what you're giving out there. The way you become irresistible is by filling other people's buckets. So first you have to love yourself, fill your own bucket, then you can love others and you can fill their buckets. And then when you marry those two together, the way I see it, it's a full circle. Is
Yeah.
that first you fill yourself up, then you fill others up, and then they're naturally going to go around and fill you up again. And it's just the cycle, the circle that keeps giving. So
Yes.
Yeah.
wow. Again, thank you so much. This has been otherworldly. I've got notes. I'm going to be watching this show again, taking
Uh,
more notes.
I am
Exactly.
so grateful to you, Yirmi, and you, Baruch, for inviting me. This was a wonderful conversation. And thank you so much to the audience. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to connecting with you and getting to know you.
Thank you again. And I just want to take 30 seconds just to thank really those who were involved in this conversation. Jen, Vesna, Rick, Tracy, the $1 million comments. That's what I'm gonna dub this one. She was really incredible. Whoever's watching the show and going back on LinkedIn, read her stuff. She was brilliant tonight. I really hope she comes tomorrow to the clubhouse, and I hope everybody else comes onto the clubhouse because we want to continue this conversation with you all. Ghost was here. I'm just going through the comments very quickly, and yeah, this was so incredible. And guess what, guys? There's next week as well. Other than tomorrow, the clubhouse. There's next week, episode 3 coming. Another incredible surprise guest. Like, I'm super excited just thinking about it. Um, but yeah, so guys, again, thank you so much for spending the past 45 minutes with us, continuing that conversation. Hopefully, we see you tomorrow. And if not, in the replay, whenever we are, connect with us, contact us, and we're looking to engage in really incredible conversations with you all. So again, thank you everybody for showing up. Thank you, Gracie. Thank you, Baruch. And yeah, so that ends today's show, and see you
Thank
all soon.
you.
Bye
Have a great
bye.
See you
day.
soon. Bye bye.